and this is where we begin. Right now it's Wednesday. You guys are about to start taking the engine out of the truck. Let's get it started. It's a shame, isn't it, Sterling?
It's a very big shame. We were very looking forward to this going to the show tomorrow. We had everything done on our end. This was out of our control. Sadly, we'll get pulled out and fixed, and we'll make it hopefully maybe the Moonshine Festival. That's my goal, so maybe we'll get it there for him.
Got the other phone set up to do a time lapse. Plan on time lapsing hopefully this entire engine removal. Let's go ahead and get it started. Guys, the motor's out of the truck. I've been time-lapsing pretty much the entire thing. What do you have to say about it?
It's coming out. It's going to the engine builder. He's gonna fix whatever broke inside.
Well, we know what broke inside.
Yeah, I mean,
that was in the last
broke.
video.
Yep.
Two or three.
Probably more. I really don't know. But from what we inspected on this side, we know there's two that are just died. They're done. The plunger spun inside. But we're gonna go ahead and take it as a positive. The engine builder is gonna go ahead and make it better, put forged internals in it, and which is good for us because now that means we can put a smaller pulley moving forward. Johnson lifters in it, probably a bigger camshaft in it now, and it'll be built for more than what we probably originally planned for. So
which was 6 or 7.
Yeah. So it's all good. Things happen. It's part of hot rodding. It was out of our hands. Nothing we could really do on this, but we'll just keep moving. Go from there.
It's been a while since I've seen this, but this is what the engine bay looks like without the engine. T56 Magnum.
Yeah.
The red rocket has landed.
Oh. Dude, seriously? Come on, jack it up. You're gonna spill it all out. What are you doing?
I thought you don't want it all out?
Not on my floor. Let's put it in the pan. What do you mean? Do I want it all out just right there?
So y'all have got the engine all torn down. Let's
Yes.
see the culprit.
Heads are off. So this is the problem. This is the best example to show you.
Oh,
Basically the plunger spun inside of the retaining spring. There's like a little retaining lock in there, and it basically spun.
show one of the other ones in case
That's
they
it.
don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to look like.
So that retention ring or retaining ring, whatever you want to call it, holds that plunger. You don't want the flashlight. Holds
Too
that
bright.
plunger, yeah. Holds that plunger and keeps it on top of the fluid, which is your oil, and basically retains it from shooting out the oil pressure, right? So I don't know what happened. I'm assuming they probably didn't get enough oil in it We did pre-lube everything, so not really sure what caused this to fail. And we have 3 of these, so that's one. That was on cylinder 3. Exhaust on cylinder 1 failed. It actually completely came out. And to be honest, the only thing I don't like is, if you can pick that up, that's oxidation. So,
yeah.
On the top of it, you can kind of see there is some rust in there. So, you know, these things, they probably come in a cargo ship across the ocean. Who knows what happens, but at some point there's rust in there and there's corrosion. And basically what happened is that piston seized inside of the lifter and didn't allow it to travel or get enough oil to push it up. It stopped. And then the push rod's just floating in there, and basically hit it at the right angle, and it allowed that plunger to spin inside the lifter. So we have 3 bad lifters, and I found a 4th one that it already had started to try to pivot inside of the lifter. So it's going back to the engine shop. They're gonna make it better than it is now. We'll go ahead and put forged rod pistons in it, and new BTR cam. We may go bigger, we'll look at that. BTR cam, brand new lifters, new rockers, new chromoly push rods, and we will have a new motor hopefully in a few weeks. Hopefully they can turn this around quickly and get this truck on the road. So stay tuned.
I've only been recording the 62 truck. Let's see what Raul's doing over here on the 55. What's it looking like?
With this gas tank, getting out all the fuel, unstrapping it, unstrapped it, unhook the fuel line, fill the necks off. Now the next step is to just remove the tank, and it should be out.
Sweet. Guys, it's Monday now. Earlier in the video you saw the engine removal and everything. We're hoping, ideally, to get the engine back this week. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we can hope. Let's go ahead and get into what we've got going on this week. It's been a lot of the C10 here lately, but we've got a lot of other stuff going on as well. So let's just get into it. It's gonna be a lot of this F100 this week. Jeremy's working on the harness. This new harness is from Power by the Hour. I guess this one right here is the old harness.
Yep, this is the old one. We labeled it when we took it off. We have the new body harness, engine harness, and transmission harness from Power by the Hour, as well as their ECU mount. So I'm going to go ahead and run the ECU harness because it goes underneath the blower. So I had to take the blower off this morning. It was bolted down, so I took that off. The knock sensors are in the valley on these Coyote motors. So I'll go ahead and run this, put the blower back on, then I'll know where the ECU needs to get mounted. So I just kind of want to run everything on the engine first and see how much slack I had for this before I mount the ECU.
Sweet. So yeah, it's got a Roush blower. This is off of a 2014 Roush Stage 2 Mustang, I guess.
Yeah, sorry.
It's that new harness, and then here's the ECU mount. Pretty decent little kit from Power by the Hour. I think they're kind of the leaders in the Coyote swap stuff. We don't really know all that much. This is really the first Coyote swap we're doing of many. We've got the Bronco over there that we're also working on.
Besides just using the Ford Performance plug and play harness, like the GM version, you know, they're the only ones that custom make a standalone harness that I know of versus going with the Hollow Terminator, you know.
There's got to be more people, you know.
I'm sure there is, but I think Power by the Hour is kind of like the first people that started it, especially for Broncos and F100 swaps.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what everyone runs right now. And it has the Power by the Hour accessory guide for their kit to run the.
That's true.
Yeah, it's got a 7B AC compressor on it, and it also has a GM Type 2 power steering pump on it, like a LS style. They're a little smaller, compact, and then we're using their remote, all sorts of relocation on the front, just to package everything, to clear everything on that, to put on the Crown Vic subframe.
Yeah.
So.
This is what we're working with. Pressure's down there. I don't even know. Oh, there it is. Oil filter relocation. Sterling's over here working on the Bronco. Building, I guess, the rear end. What are you up to?
We're aligning the brake calipers with the rotors, getting them centered up. It's a power by the hour kit, isn't it also?
Yep.
Yep.
Everything on this truck will be, or Bronco, sorry. It's from Power by the Hour and Tom's Off-Road. Yeah. This will be another Coyote swap like I said a second ago. This one's going to be pretty cool. The customer has a brand new Raptor truck and we're going to kind of match it towards that as far as paint color, interior, wheels. So that'll be a pretty cool combo. I'm going to go into the office, take care of some stuff from over the weekend. Let's set up the camera, do a little time lapse. So Sterling's got the brakes on, got the fuel tank in. What are you doing, putting the shocks on?
Putting the shocks on it, finishing up the disc brake conversion, assembled the fuel tank with the sender and the fuel pump, check the ohms, got the straps in, getting it ready. So I'm just slowly assembling the back of this Bronco, and we'll jump on the front, start installing some parts, and hopefully get it together here soon.
What's it looking like over on your end?
I just extended the throttle body harness and the throttle position sensor and the IAC harness. So this engine was originally for just an NA motor, and so that throttle position sensor and the throttle body harness was over here on the right front. So there's extension leads that basically extended everything to this side, because this has a rear input on the throttle body, and so it's going to be way over here. So now that all that's loomed, and I'm just tie wrapping that up. Intake manifold base, or the supercharger base, is going to go on. We'll torque that down, then the supercharger can stay on for good, and we can do final hookups of the fuel injectors, the fuel line, and all the stuff to the supercharger will be done.
So this C7 we did a little bit ago, it's back in for an oil change. Just going over some things on this car. I think it has a K-Tech Stage 2 kit, but it's been pretty decent. Makes some power, you know. Good old C7 Z06. But it's got all the K-Tech goodies, ported blower, cam, throttle body. It is like, what, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
Monday. What are you up to, Roll?
We're hustling right now. Put this steering box into this Belair. We finally got a fitting to go to the column.
Oh yeah.
The steering box, so that's gonna be set for good now.
This one is getting the 434 cubic inch small block, dart block, Brodix heads, I think. Doing power steering on it. Pretty cool little setup. She should be pretty rowdy when we're done with it. No, it's gonna be rowdy. She's gonna shake the ground. That steering column. Is this a Flaming River column?
Yes, it is.
Flaming River. How's it going over here with the F100?
Good. I'm just moving some AC lines so I can mount that ECU onto the inner fender.
Bronco is really coming together now. Front shocks and stuff are on. You guys already saw the rear, fuel tank, all of that. It's Tuesday. Roll's been grinding on getting the steering column in the 55. Sterling and Jeremy are working on the F100. Jeremy got the blower back on the Coyote. He's working on wiring. I don't know what Sterling's doing in here. What are you doing in here, Sterling?
We're just working on wiring up this F100 using the American Auto Wire Universal Kit and get it all buttoned up so we can get this one running also.
It's getting pretty close by the looks of things. Hopefully mid-November. What are you thinking?
Yeah. What is today?
The
October?
22nd, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's possible. It's just a bunch of wiring now at this point, and a little bit of fabrication. We got a dry shaft pretty much already measured and ordered. Hopefully we'll get that in this week. Finish the crossover on the exhaust, but up here maybe just a cold air intake. Figure out the brakes, some plumbing, but it's not a lot. It looks like a lot, but we're at 80% on this build really. Supercharger's on for good. Hooking up the fuel injectors, which I think those are the stock ones, but we have fuel injector connection. Just go through and rebuild them. This was the parts farm motor, the pull-out motor from a wrecked Mustang. If you haven't seen that video, one of the cylinders or two of the cylinders were full of water. My theory is they pressure washed it after it came out, but they left the blower off. The base of the blower was full of water. The injectors were out of the intake manifold. So the cylinders were full of water and it just sucked, man.
It was a mess.
Yeah, so we went ahead and just had the injectors re-cleaned and tested to make sure they were good.
But that's pretty much it for right now. I'm sure we'll have more to record later and I'll get back with you guys on that. So I'm editing this week's video. We haven't really recorded since the last clip. It's just been small things around the shop, working on wiring on the F100, just little things that aren't really worth recording. This is gonna end off today's video. Be sure to like, subscribe down below, and stay tuned for next week's video.